Mabuhay! It is Sunday the 24th, bright and early here at the gym. I'm at SnapFitness in Daly City. I've got the place all to myself for the time being, but other members will be beginning to come in at any moment because this does get a lot of early arrivals. So what's happened for me is that during the last few weeks, approximately the last, just over 4, maybe 5 weeks now, I've put 15 pounds on, and it was mid-February, I was at 165. Today, I'm at 183, and I put on a couple pounds just in the last couple days. Fortunately, that is from food that has not been expelled from my system. I have been eating incredibly well, thank you to the Filipino community here in Daly City, and Crocker Lodge in particular. I've been eating incredibly well these last few days. So a couple pounds are going to disappear here real soon, but the real problem though is that I did put on 15 pounds in just a few weeks period of time. I guess that's really not unusual. If a person can lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks, that is the average, then within 4 to 5 weeks, I guess that's not really a big problem. The real problem though is why I put the weight back on. Why did I put the weight back on? I gave into old psychological habits, and what happened is I reached 165, I was feeling great, 1,000 times more energy throughout the day, no brain fog whatsoever, memory's working just fine, and I decided to give myself a treat. It's like, okay, just a little bit of sugar, just normal sugar that you usually used to get. And of course, when I had that, it's like my body was saying, you don't really like this anymore. You don't need this type of energy anymore. It really weighs you down more than it energizes you. And I still said, well, I want it anyways. So that was all psychological on my part. I've identified those patterns during the last few weeks, and those psychological patterns during these last few weeks, and I'm not giving into them again. So as of today, I'm back on the normal intermittent fasting dietary routine, or intermittent fasting lifestyle, which works very well for me. So I gave into psychological habits, psychological patterns that caused me to gain this weight back. Now, fortunately, it's going to be easy to remove this. I can have the 15 that I gained, lost, I can have it removed just within the next couple weeks. It is very common to lose 15 pounds in the first 2 weeks of starting a formal exercising routine and having changed one's diet. So 15 pounds is going to be no sweat. What is going to be the sweat, though, is making sure that my head is changed properly on the inside. So beginning Monday, if not later today, I may come back here for a second round today. I'm going to be starting a couple workout routines. The information that I'm getting, I look for credible information. I go to PubMed. So it's from the National Institute of Health. That's one of my sources of information. Now, I get a lot of leads to PubMed through other YouTubers, and there are 2 YouTubers in particular that I get information from because they are always citing their sources with credible scientific research. Now, the thing about credible scientific research is that it changes, so keep that in mind. Just because something's done right or found to be true at one point in time doesn't mean that's going to be true a couple years from now. And there's been a lot of new hardware, computer hardware that's been released that scientists are now able to use, and that means all of the data that we've collected in the past is now starting to change because we can measure things, or they can measure things in a much more accurate way. And they're making new discoveries all the time. So with respect to the YouTubers that I'm following Thomas DeLauer and I'm following Jeremy Ethier. Now, Thomas DeLauer is a fitness professional. He's been YouTubing for years and years and years. He comes up with a variety of different topics in all of his YouTube videos. And he also cites PubMed, which is why I respect him so much. So the other YouTuber that I'm following is Filipino Canadian. He's up in Canada. He has Filipino in him. His name is Jeremy Ethier, and I've been following him for maybe 18 months or so. He didn't have too many subscribers when I started following, but he recently broke the 1 million mark on his channel. So his channel is just focused on physical fitness routines, and they are very educational. They're very well illustrated or animated. I highly recommend them. And again, he too cites PubMed, which is very important to me. So I will also add a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not related to these two YouTubers in any way. I'm not receiving any compensation for mentioning them. I'm just mentioning them because I use them. They're giving me a lot of free information that has helped me change my body over the last year. So I have lost over 70 pounds total since I started really applying all of the information that both of those guys are promoting on their YouTube channels. So along with that, what else can I share? So Sunday morning, I'm starting my fitness routine over. I'm going to be back on the treadmill on almost a daily basis. Running does get quite addicting, and it does help with the weight loss program or weight loss process as well. So that's all I can think of at this time, but I will make updates here very soon. Stay tuned.